What's up, guys? Aaron here. Today, I'm gonna make a video. I've had to re-record this like 6 times. This is a team review. Now, this is gonna be a little bit of a series where I talk about a team that either I made or you guys passed to me, and I test it in some games. Well, I do a review on it, and then I test it in some games prior, and then I do some like live battles with it. So this is Transform Mew on webs. Transform so you can scout out for shit like Spike Skarmory, turning into Ferrothorn, and Regenerator Mons as well. So you can scout out for your team and react appropriately to that. Magikarp bouncing back taunts from shit like Tapu Koko, which is actually not really running taunt right now. It's more running like specs and offensive with Z move. Stealth Rock is here for Stealth Rock is just here for Stealth Rock, and Ice Beam for damage, so you're not complete taunt bait. Bisharp is here for a Defiant user, so it gets the attack boost from webs. Sword Stance, knockoff Iron Head, Sucker Punch, standard set. Dread Plate can be Lumberry. Dread Plate just boosts your knockoffs and your Sucker Punches, makes them super effective. Like, not super effective, but like, super, strong moves. Stronger, at least. Sorry about that. Mimikyu here is Adamant, and I'm talking fast for a good reason because I've done this shit about 6 times, and it's pissing me off a lot. So, Adamant Mimikyu, because it's super weak. Sword Dance, Shadow Claw, Play Rough, Shadow Sneak. It's nice. It's a decent Pokemon. Red card is for shit like Hawlucha. That's setting up, and then your disguise is still intact, so the red card forces it out. Now it doesn't have its Unburden, and just this standard set. Zygarde is here for being a ground type, even though it's like a bad ground type. I think Lando is a better ground type, to be honest, but this does have 1,000 arrows, and it's like the most broken move in the game. Sub DD with Dragonium is pretty nice because you can set up and then throw off a strong attack. Sub allows you to block shit from like Lando. I'm even thinking about it now. I might run HP Ice eventually on Zygarde just so I can hit Lando without being affected by Intimidate. Be a pretty cool idea, I guess. Sub DD is a pretty strong set. Now, in Ultra Sun and Moon, Araquanid got webs, so this thing's actually kind of viable now as a sticky web setter. It's pretty nice type. It's the Blacephalon check to this team, because Water Bubble makes it so you can't be burned. Liquidation stronger, and Fire is halved against it. So like maybe Blacephalon's going to do 50 with Specs move on a regular water bug type. Now it's only doing 25 to Araquanid. Now, it's a pretty strong Pokemon. Stab Liquidation is hella strong, and it's very scary as well, because nothing really wants to switch into this except for, like, Toxapex, which kind of walls this set. Maybe, does it have something to, like, get rid of its poison type? I guess I don't really know. Maybe you can run like Soak or some shit, just like pure water and then Toxic out. Sticky Web Soak, I guess, or like Spider Web Soak. I don't know, but it's a strong web setter. Usually gets up webs most of the time, but per usual, webs teams are pretty strong. Now Mega Glalie here is a wall breaker. Explosion is hella strong. Return is good stab. You can also run Double Edge. Earthquake is for Heatrans and Magnezones and shit like that resist your ice move. And then Ice Shard is for priority to pick shit off. Now, I'm going to go over checks and counters to this team real quick. One counter is Skarmory. Skarmory is really strong versus this team. I think it's actually like one of the hardest checks to this team, just being a good defensive Pokemon with having Roost and Whirlwind and Toxic. Alright, sorry about that. Felt like I had to sneeze. I didn't want to sneeze on camera. Another big dick to this team is Mega Diancie. Mega Diancie is super strong in general, like having good offenses and shit like that. Now, a Pokemon that makes this team really well-rounded is Calm Mind, Roost, Tapu Koko. Actually helps with both of these. Being able to Calm Mind up versus Skarmory is really nice. Calm Mind, is just super strong. Makes it stronger. Another big kind of dick to this team is Hawlucha as well. Now, Tapu Koko, beats kind of all three of these in a way. Diancie is super, kind of frail, 110, and it usually runs naive as well, so it's minus Spadef. So, 230, 241 isn't that bad. Hawlucha, just because Tapu Koko resists all its moves, that can go for it. Well, it could run Poison Jab, I guess. It's kind of hard mon to deal with this team. Another kind of hard Pokemon to deal with, looking at it, Skarmory is a big one. Ferrothorn is kind of big because you can't really break steels that well. Greninja isn't that hard to beat because you do have Araquanid. Cart isn't that hard to beat because you do have Araquanid. Megamedi might be an issue, but under webs it's not that threatening. I think Glalie might be pretty effective versus this team. Koko is also really effective versus this team. So if you want to, I listed, I think, 5 checks. Mega Diancie, Koko, and Glalie kind of dicks on this team as well. As well as maybe Toxapex as well. Glalie kind of dicks on it only because, it's just Glalie and it's super strong. 130 special attack, 95 speed, 115 Spadef. Koko is actually probably the strongest counter to this team. Now, if you wanted to, you can run, and I advise you to run Tapu Koko. Now, Tapu Koko, this is the original. I just made a copy of it for this video. Tapu Koko would go over Mega Glalie. Now, the thing is, Mega Glalie is, really strong for this team. But if you want to, you can run Tapu Koko. This also gives you the option of Calm Mind, Roost, T-Bolt, HP Ice, I think would be probably the strongest for it. Yeah, you're still kind of walled by Mega Mawile, not really, because, you got this. But you can run, Magnet or some shit. Just make it timid, as usual. Timid is probably the only nature for Koko, or naive if you're running. Yeah, I think Koko would be fine on this team because Calm Mind Roost helps you set up on passive shit like Skarmory. HP Ice is for Lando and Zygarde and a whole bunch of shit like that. So I think Tapu Koko would probably be the strongest asset to this team. Adding it on there also gives you an electric resist, which is fine. A nice dragon immunity as well, which is fine. Another poison weakness, I guess, but you do have 2 resists and, 1 resist and an immunity. Also gives you kind of a dark resist as well. But, I think Tapu Koko is probably the strongest thing for this team. If you can afford to get webs up, Zygarde actually beats, I think. Because Tapu Koko, it's 394. I'm pulling up my calculator real quick. 394 times 0.67, I believe. It goes down to 263. And Zygarde is 289, so Zygarde can just 1,000 arrows and kill. Tapu Koko probably is the strongest asset for this team. Magnet is an option. Life Orb. Probably a Life Orb be better. So yeah, if you want to check the team out, let's add Mega Glalie back in here real quick. Return Ice Shard. I think it was Explosion and Explosion. Well, Earthquake Explosion. Yep. So this is the team, guys. I'll leave a link down in the description below. I encourage you to check it out. It's a sticky web team, so I mean, I'll leave a link down in the description below for the team, obviously. And yeah, see you guys later.